the Vivian skin situation. The Vivian skin situation, right? A little bit of a context. If this is the first time you saw this video, 3 months ago, I made a very interesting little topic about the Archer Litecoin situation. To kind of sum it up, you have to watch the video yourself, right? I'm not gonna talk about that, but essentially what this does is this video literally had 1,600 comments when we were talking about the free Litecoin. Oh my god, yo, Adder, can we change this to free? Question mark. Can we go back and update the thumbnail? Just change these words to free? Question mark. I think that would have been so much better. Yeah. So let's change that, right? In any case, so there's this free Vivian skin going on in Zenless Zone 0 right now. There's you need to boo 180 times across 2 patches, and then you literally get a free skin. Or no, some of the other goodies along the way, right? So unfortunately, some of the Twitter comments don't really get it, because they didn't watch the video, right? I think they assumed that I'm a Kuro bot. I think they literally assumed that I was a Kuro bot. Because I'm saying, you know, oh shit, it's a predatory. You know, oh my god, get out of our game, get out of Hoyo games, right? So I think a lot of Twitter, they assume that I was a Kuro bot, and they are like all justifying. You guys see, it's almost 100,000 views, by the way. They are all justifying why this is not predatory. Like, the situation is not the same. It is not even close. You know, 200 pools over how many pools? How many pools in Zenless Zone 0? How many pools in HSR is purely cosmetic? You know, it's not 20 pools less. Archer like so like there were a lot of people that think I'm being a cruel bot, and I'm saying that Zenless Zone 0 is being predatory, which is just really funny because nobody watched this video, and they probably don't even know who I was before they saw this post, right? Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing, right? I am not trying to be a Kuro bot, but if you were to pull 180 times for 1 patch or 2 patch, do you still pull 180 times? Would you still have, at the end of this day, spend 180 over pools in a gacha game? So picture this situation, right? If you were to, let's just say, spend 200 pools in 1 patch, okay? And then you get yourself the free Litecoin. Exceptional. The next patch that comes after, do you need a pool by then? I believe that back then it was Phynon and Fate's banner, right? It was Phynon plus Fate. And then they had all of the supports. They basically front-loaded all of the good units in their 1 patch. And then people are like, you know, it's time to swipe. Because realistically speaking, you're not going to be getting 200 pools by the first half, right? So unless you prepared for that specific patch before it happened, you would not have enough. But Zenless Zone 0 spent out this 180 pools across 2 patches, right? It's 2 patches. So technically, I'm not sure if the math is correct, right? So let's just assume that free-to-play, you actually get 180 pools, free-to-play pools, across the entire patch, right? Then what happens in the patch after then? Because you would have spent 180 pools during this patch. Then when you go into the next patch with 0 pools, what then? Because we know the next patch for Zenless Zone 0 is gonna be pretty big, right? It's like the Zhao and the new units and all that kind of stuff. So what then for the free-to-plays that drop their pools just for the sake of a free Vivian skin? You know? It's almost as if like they are playing this game just for this 1 patch, and okay, nope, I'm done. I'm done with Zenless. It is time to move on, and I'm never gonna pull ever again. When it is a live service gacha game that goes on for a long time. I feel like I can kind of relate to this from like a fundamental level. Because this is business 101, right? This is literally what they taught your streamer back in marketing when I took a course in my university, right? This entire marketing structure is to create a lost leader, right? So you want to make people think, oh my god, they are giving us free things, bro. You're literally gonna be losing money, right? You know Costco? Costco sells like those hot dogs, whatever, like $1, $1.50. They create these lost leaders and they make people think that, okay, you are literally losing money if you do not get this, because it is free. And then by the time the next patch rolls around and the patch after and after and afterwards, what then? What then? So like if I were to have a Bob account, right? If I would have a free-to-play Zenless Zone 0 Bob account, if Bob was to commit 180 pools just for skin, by the way, it's literally for skin, it's like a cosmetic skin, right? Then what if that took up all of my free-to-play pools as Bob that I've been saving since day one? Then what if I want to pull for the units afterwards? So my TLDR and the bottom line, you're playing a gacha game. If you think a gacha game is not predatory, this message was brought to you by KuroBot. Alright, see you guys in the clip channel. See you guys in the clip channel. Okay, chat, before I move on, what are your thoughts about the free skin situation? What are your thoughts about the free skin situation? There has to be a limit to predatory. If a company tries to squeeze most out of the game, there will be no place left for the players. Ooh, it's as just like HSR. Bro thinks it's on Roma. Okay, that sounds a little bit racist. Don't care. I'm not poor because I have a job. Okay, wait, chat. Actually, bro. Lukewarm take. If you are playing gacha games, you are incredibly privileged. At least compared to one-off games. Because gacha games are some of the only games in the world where it technically never ends. And you're literally subjecting yourself to getting FOMO'd as you play these games longer and longer and longer and longer. So like, if you're able to keep this up and you have the ability to swipe, you know, you have the ability to go for the E1, E2, dupes, pay to win, relics, whatever you call it, you are like incredibly fucking privileged to play gacha games. Because like, comparatively speaking, if you bought, okay, let's just say Silk Song, that game is $20, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So like, yep, be appreciative of like what you have, right? Be thankful, right? Be thankful that even people like yourselves can actually play gacha games, right? Because most people, they would not be able to carry. Bro, people literally can go into that playing gacha games. That's how scary it is, right? Boo, gacha games. You have coomed your last coom, my man.